Hey, Assumption. So I was asked if I would share some tips and tricks to our student athletes as they're navigating this difficult path that we've found ourselves on over the past couple weeks, and how to navigate through the next couple of weeks until we can be physically back together again as an Assumption community with your teammates and your coaches and everything else. So I had originally made this list of like 5 different things that athletes can do to make sure that they're ready for when we come back. And then I realized that you guys know all of these things. You know how important it is to stay, physically and mentally healthy, and to keep in touch with your teammates and your coaches and things like that. But there was one thing that I kept coming back to, and I don't want this video to be 10 minutes long, so I'm going to stick to this one challenge that I think if you complete this challenge, I think that you will find that a little bit of the, emptiness that you're probably feeling right now from, being let down by what's going on and feeling cheated or feeling, angry or sad, which are all very valid emotions. But I think that this will help you get that sense of community back. And I think that's really what a lot of, what athletics does for us, is it helps give us this sense of purpose and community. So I want to share this challenge with you. And I want to first share this quote that you've probably heard before, but I'm going to read it to you because I don't want to get it wrong. This is a quote from Mr. Rogers, and it's about looking for the helpers in situations. So Mr. Rogers says, "When I was a young boy and I would see scary things in the news, my mother would say to me, 'Look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping.'" And I've always loved that quote because it is so true. You will always find the people helping, and when you concentrate on the good, oftentimes you don't see the bad as clearly as what you see the good. You see what you focus on. And right now, that's very important to, make sure that we're focusing on positives and focusing on what we can control, because right now there's a lot that is out of our control. But I would like to challenge our student athletes right now and ask that you not only look for the helpers in this situation, because you will find a lot of them, but I want you to also look to be a helper in this situation. As a coach, I can tell you that the most successful teams I've had are those, and that I've seen, are those that are composed of athletes and teammates who are servants, who look to be the helper for their team and for their teammates in their program. And I know that as an athlete, I remember that was always the best experience that I had on different teams, were those teams that were the same way, with teammates that had servant attitudes. So I challenge you to be the helper. And you might be thinking, I don't know how I'm supposed to do that because I am stuck at home. And you're right, you're stuck at home. We're all stuck at home. So you're going to have to find a new kind of team. And that team might just be your family, or it might just be your neighbors, or your siblings, or your teammates, or your friends. There are ways that you can still reach out and help people without being physically near them. And really, those people have been on your team all along. So you're going to have to find new ways to help and communicate with them and serve them. It can be something as simple as finally really cleaning your bedroom that your parents have been asking you to do forever, or organizing your closet and making boxes of things to donate when the time is right to donate those things, when you physically can go donate those things. Maybe it's now that the weather is starting to get nicer, you can look for neighbors that might need some help with some yard work. That would be nice, something to do. You could maybe write a letter to someone, or like pick up the phone and actually call someone and talk to them and see how they're doing and have a conversation. You have a lot of time on your hands right now that you can do those things. Maybe you take your siblings out in the backyard and teach them how to throw a rise ball. Um, Shoot hoops with them, do something with them. And I think that you'll find as you're doing these things for other people and as you're serving other people that you're getting a little bit of um, that feeling that you get from being with your teammates and being with your team. And at the end of the day, you'll have a certain sense of accomplishment that you've put your best self forward that day. And it's going to feel different. It's going to feel like a different sense of accomplishment, but it's an accomplishment nonetheless. And serving is what we're called to do anyway, and it's probably the most important thing that you can do. So I hope that you find a creative way to do that. And when you do find that way, I hope that you send me an email and tell me what you're doing, because I would love to hear all the creative things that you guys come up with and all the different ways that you're serving, because we could all use some good news, right? So please share with me what you're doing, and I wish you all the best. I know that all of your coaches miss seeing you guys. We miss working with you guys, and we cannot wait to get you back at Assumption again. And until then, stay well and good night.